I'm so excited to talk to you a little bit about your experience in the Streamline Your Success 2020 group. And we're just ending now, and it's March. And of course, what a difference a few days makes. Today is the 17th actually of the month, and we're doing graduation, and the world's in some interesting times, and we're here to celebrate. So tell me, let's go back. Let's roll back to the end of December when you decided to say yes to this. Can you tell me a little bit about what had you saying, yes, this is the program for me, and this is what I want?
Okay, sure. Number one, happy St. Patty's Day.
Yeah.
And that's an important day. Here's the thing. My life has changed dramatically over the last 6 to 8 months. My mom has moved into, not my home, but into my hometown, and from having lived somewhere for 40 some odd years. So I now have the responsibility of some of my caretaking. And so when I looked at the beginning of 2020, it was like, oh my God, I have to take care of this and this, and I had a list a mile long. And in the email from Carol came this email that says, Simplify Your Life 2020. And I said, well, that's for me. And I signed up and paid in full.
Beautiful. Thank you.
Now, I have to say, I know you, and I know you're a great coach. So just the language may not have been enough if I didn't know you, but knowing who you are and knowing what a great coach you are, I thought this is the right thing for me.
Oh my gosh. Well, thank you. I appreciate that and accept that fully, and am in deep gratitude. And besides that, you say I'm a great coach. What else did you find that was, when you really think about it, what stood out for you that was probably some of the most valuable, one or two things that are the most valuable things you got out of this, so to speak?
Okay. Well, number one, I loved how you knocked on my door periodically with a little text saying, hey, blah, 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 where are you? Because a lot of times we get involved in other things, and it isn't that we don't want to be involved in a program we're signed up for, but stuff gets in the way, and being a caretaker, things get in the way all the time.
Yeah.
So that little touch from you was really neat. I never felt like you were overbearing. It always felt like just a quick little knock on the door, and I really appreciated it. And it usually got me to do something, get me back on track. The second thing I loved is you shared with us your cake image. And for me, it was easy, it was fun, and it was a fabulous way for me to begin to look at what my life could look like if I could follow through with this process that you have created as a cake.
Yeah. Thank you for that. I have to admit, I did have so much fun making that cake.
I bet you did.
And I'm going to just take a minute and I'm going to flip the screen and pull that right up, because right here in this interview, people might be wondering, what is she talking about? Well, here it is. So just really quickly, we're not going to go through it all, but the concept of being productive and successful is really all about the pieces of your life that ideally you want to shore up so that you can get to that highest level of you. So as you can see, we've got a health layer, an environment layer, a productivity layer, and then of course we have that accountability and continuous growth. So to know that it's not all about Carol being a taskmaster or learning a new thing, or reading a ton of books. It's really all about thinking about these things as a whole and making, I like to say, your cake work for you.
Yeah. And to me too, it was a fun way of doing it rather than you have to do this and this and this, steps and I much prefer fun. And so do you, I know. And so presenting it as a cake, it made me want more to be involved in it because it was easy and fun. So
easy and fun. And it worked.
Big time. It worked.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Can you say a couple of things about the tangible results that you actually got over these last couple of months?
Sure. Yeah. When I went into the 3-month program, I was unorganized, unfocused, scattered, overwhelmed, feeling like it wasn't possible. And I had a list of, I don't know, more than 100 things. And my thing was, I can't do this alone. And the cool part of the program was that You gave us a framework, a safe place to do the work. That was awesome. Secondly, there were other people in the course that we were able to bounce things off of each other, and that was very helpful. There was another person in the group that was going through something similar to me.
Right.
So that was very helpful. And then the whole concept of being able to stop. When you look at the health part, we talked about stopping, breathing, taking a breath, and making a step. And it made all the difference for me. I mean, I've never been a meditator, but now I meditate my way.
I love that. Thank you. Thank you. And so just to wrap it up, so if somebody's watching this and they're saying like, gosh, I don't know, can I afford to do this? Is this really going to help me? Is this even applicable anymore with everything going on in the world? What might you say to them to help them make that really important decision for them personally?
Well, first of all, if you are in a position where things are feeling overwhelming and you want to get things simplified, this is a great way to do it. Second of all, because of what's going on now, because this is virtual, it's easy peasy. I sit in my desk. Sometimes I was in my PJs, whatever. So that makes it great. So you don't have to go out and be involved in lots of stuff. And third of all, it's not such a long program that you feel like, oh my God. It's short, it's sweet, and it gets to the point quickly. And you can work on it continually afterwards as well. I now have the framework. I have my Kate, and I can see which parts need a little tweaking here and there, and I can work on my own. So those are the reasons I would do it. Now, here's something you want to think about. I always say, can I afford to do this? The question I ask myself is, can I afford not to? Because when I'm overwhelmed and I'm feeling like I felt back in January before this class, if I didn't do it, I would be a basket case now. I probably would have gotten sick because I was so stressed and frustrated. So if you're anywhere near that point, you can't afford not to do it.
Wow. Thank you so much for your words. And I am so proud of you. You got, well, most importantly, what flavor is your cake?
Chocolate.
All right. Thank you. And happy St. Patty's. Thank you so much for your time. Bye-bye.